Hello everyone, Time to Grind here, and today I wanted to talk about Black Ops 4's Battle Royale Mode Blackout, because the PC open beta was happening this weekend, and then I believe for Xbox it was a pre-order beta. You had to pre-order the game to get the beta, and then PS4 same, but it was kind of like 4 days ahead of time because they have exclusive deals with Sony or whatever. But I have been playing the open beta for the Blackout mode for a lot this weekend, and it is actually a ton of fun, and I wanted to talk about it. But not only is it important of what my opinion is, because obviously this is my channel, I want to talk about my opinion, but overall, the general consensus around Blackout has been super positive. I mean, you had when the PS4 exclusive beta that they were doing, that was like 4 days early before even the PC or Xbox one was happening, people like Dr. Disrespect and Shroud and all these popular streamers that really only stream PC games were streaming off of the PS4 and were playing it a lot because they loved the game so much. People have been universally pretty much praising this game, and it's kind of weird because when you think of Call of Duty, it definitely feels like it's just this rehashed same thing every year, which, I mean, to an extent it is, but Treyarch, in my opinion, is the best COD developer ever, and they care the most, especially about the PC port and everything like that. But overall, I wasn't really expecting the Blackout beta or, the Blackout mode to even be that great, because obviously last month I played and then made a video about just the multiplayer, so just the, base, level up, your 10-minute matches, just the normal COD multiplayer, and I really liked it. I thought it was really fun. So although I have faith in Treyarch and I, had a decent amount of optimism for the Battle Royale mode, I had a very healthy kind of amount of skepticism because, the Battle Royales have been done very poorly so much, and it felt like, especially with everybody, Black Ops and the new Battlefield game both announcing that they were going to have a Battle Royale mode, it kind of seemed like it was just going to be this thing that they forced in at the last minute to try to get sales, and that's what it felt like. So I was pretty skeptical, but going into it, especially now with the PC beta, I, obviously watched people stream the PS4 version, and they were very happy with it. They just wanted to see what it was like on the PC, because that's what matters if you're a PC gamer. And after playing it and watching other people play it, it is fantastic. It's not perfect. I'm not saying it's perfect. There are a couple issues I'll talk about in a little bit. But overall, the game is amazing, and it brings so much new to the Battle Royale genre. It's still your typical, like, you drop in from an airplane, and instead of a parachute, you can glide, which actually can get you pretty far, and then you parachute at the very end. But you pretty much do the typical thing. You land, there's loot, you have to get loot and everything like that, then the circle comes in and everything like that. So it's a very typical Battle Royale formula. It's not like they changed that too much. It's not like Darwin Project where, they kind of completely reinvented the whole thing. But what they did in the small little details of their Battle Royale is what makes it super special to me. So, I mean, one of the big selling points is the amount of nostalgia you get when you go into some parts of the map that are old Black Ops like maps. So they have, from the entire Black Ops franchise, they have some old maps. So you got Firing Range, you got Nuketown, you got Estate. There's so many of these old maps that are there in part of the map, and it doesn't seem like they're just thrown in there and, for no good reason. They all actually kind of make sense where they are and stuff like that. Nuketown's on Nuketown Island, and you have Nuketown, but then you have other similar houses, so it kind of looks like it was like this little neighborhood town-like thing. It actually makes sense in the context of everything. And on Firing Range, it's kind of surrounded by a little bit of desert and then farm, and it makes sense. It doesn't feel like forced. And it's so amazing because you'll land in Firing Range, because I land there a lot, because it's kind of in the middle, and I personally really like landing there. But, you get your loot, and then you start playing in Firing Range. And, I mean, the amount of nostalgia that I feel every time I'm playing in Firing Range is amazing. I love it so much. And then, on top of that, it's so weird. You're in Firing Range, and then you're like, oh, I'm going to just hop out of the map. And it, like, every time I do it, it makes me feel like I'm, being a hacker secret person and I'm hacking outside of the map, but in reality I'm not. It's all one big Blackout map. But just that in itself is so amazing to me. And obviously they did what they could. They had all this existing kind of work that they've done, and they knew if they put that in, incorporated it in the Blackout map, it would be really popular. And I have to say, it is. It's great to go into a state and see what a state looks like from outside of the map, and it's great. But on top of that, they do some really special things with zombies. So I don't know the names of the zombies maps because I played a little bit of zombies, but there was like that one zombies map where it kind of split you into two different groups, and you have to like kind of work your way to get together. But there was that zombies map. It was one of the old ones. But there's zombies in some parts of the map. So there are some parts of the maps, like this like little graveyard and everything, that will always have zombies. They pop up. I mean, they have a chance to give you like ray guns and stuff, which just having a ray gun, you've never really been able to have a ray gun in multiplayer, and now you have it in a battle royale. It's amazing. It feels so good. There's mystery boxes randomly across the place every different game, where it's protected by zombies, but it'll give you a random good item and stuff like that. And that's really awesome and really special. The equipment that you can get is very unique. I mean, you have your typical like Molotovs and frags and stuff like that, but then you have things like grappling hooks, which just lets you grapple to somewhere far and really fast. You have these kind of like cluster grenade things, which is pretty fun to use. You have like the typical throwing axe thing, which will instantly kill someone no matter how much armor they have. You have things like barricades that are like the Guardians from the old Black Ops games, and even this new one where it kind of shoots the radioactive thing in front of it. I mean, they have so many unique equipment things, which is fun to use. And then on top of that, you can find perks all over the ground. So perks, you'll have a thing like Engineer, and you pick up the kit, and then you have to use it, and it lasts for like 200 to 300 seconds. And what Engineer does is it says you can see like enemy equipment and vehicles through walls, and that's pretty cool. Or you could get one that gives you more melee damage, and then you gain health when you melee someone. There's a bunch of these perks scattered around, and it's another way that they're like, okay, we have this existing mechanic, how are we going to fit it into our own battle royale and make it our own battle royale? And it really, really works. And on top of that, you know, everybody doesn't really like the COD gunplay, but you can't really deny that the COD gunplay is very refined and smooth feeling. I mean, they've had a while to kind of perfect it, so whether you like the gunplay of COD or not, the gunplay feels really, really smooth, and it feels good to use. And on top of that, I believe in Blackout, they increased the time to kill a little bit, just to make it where you're not dying instantly, because I know a lot of people would, you know, myself included, that's one of the kind of complaints I had with that Islands of Nine game that unfortunately is dead right now. But the game itself is great, and it's unique in enough ways to make it feel where it's not just a knockoff of something else. It's also cool to see some of the old weapons and stuff like that every now and then. There's vehicles, so you got helicopters and, you know, trucks, and I mean, it's great. It feels really, really good to play. It's decently fast paced. I believe right now they increased it to 88 players. I think their goal is to still get it to 100. And obviously that'll be great when you can have 100 players, because there is a little bit of downtime that I don't really like. You know, I don't like in any really battle royale game, but it's not as much. It feels definitely a little faster paced than, say, PUBG. But on the PC side of things, they capped the beta at 91 FPS. Now, the multiplayer beta wasn't capped, and it ran, I mean, I was running 144 FPS perfectly fine, but they capped the Blackout mode at 90 FPS, and a couple people on PC, I can't really speak for consoles because I play on PC, but there were a lot of issues people were having on PC where it was using 100% of your CPU, so then it was bottlenecking your graphics card. And for me, my CPU is terrible, it bottlenecks my computer, but it was happening to people that have great like CPUs, that it shouldn't happen to them. I still wanted to say it even though it really didn't affect me. I mean, it was definitely utilizing, it was making my CPU work harder than it should have. I will say that when I was looking at, like, you know, my task manager and everything like that. And also there were like occasional crashes, which affected me probably in the 10 hours I've played of Blackout so far, maybe 10 to 15 hours. I've probably crashed like 4 times, so it's not bad, but obviously you do not want that, especially in a Blackout Battle Royale mode where you could be super far into a game and then crash, which has happened to me once before. Does not make me happy. And then I know a lot of people were complaining about the armor. Armor is your typical armor, like in a Battle Royale mode. You got your tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and on especially the tier 2 and tier 3, the tier 3, amazingly, it like gives you like so much extra health. It's ridiculous, and obviously it's not health, it's like armor or whatever. But it pretty much like, if someone has level 3 armor and you sneak up behind them and you start shooting them, they could have time to just turn around and kill you. Obviously, maybe you should be aiming for the head or something like that to get it off a little bit faster, but I do like the concept of armor. I like it. There are being these things that make it where you don't just die even more faster, because COD, time to kill is a little low, so they increased it in Battle Royale, and then I like something increasing it a little bit more. But I will agree that especially level 3, but the armor, the tier 2 armor as well, it's a little drastic. I feel like those should be toned down a little bit, but I like them being there. Some people have wanting them to just be eliminated from the game, and I don't want that. But overall, the game is really, really fun, and I think this has a chance of being the next big Battle Royale mode. Now, I don't think it's going to destroy Fortnite like everybody's been saying, because of the cultural phenomenon Fortnite has become, especially with younger audiences. But Call of Duty is a very mainstream brand, and the universal love that Blackout has gotten has really made me excited, especially as a PC gamer, because a lot of COD, the COD populations on PC games aren't that great, but obviously PC will be the best place to play Blackout, because of things like more settings and just the increased FPS and stuff like that. But I'm hoping that this will bring a lot more PC players to Call of Duty. And it's Treyarch's turn. They know what they're doing, especially for PC. I'm not saying that they should stay for the next, Sledgehammer game where they completely ruin the PC port like they like doing. But this is Treyarch. They actually care. They're, Black Ops 3 was, they had mod support for zombies and everything. It was great. But overall, I really think Blackout is going to be a really huge popular Battle Royale, because it's so good, and it's Call of Duty, and Call of Duty tends to be popular. But we'll have to see what happens. Game's going to come out sometime early next month. But playing the Blackout beta was a lot of fun. Playing the multiplayer beta sometime around last month was really fun. And I'm really excited to get the game. Not only play multiplayer, not only play Blackout, but also play zombies. Obviously, they're not going to do a beta for that. But I'm very excited for what Black Ops 4 is bringing to the table, especially with the Battle Royale mode. And I'm very happy to know that it wasn't just this slapped-on thing that, kind of sucks. But they just slapped it on there to be like, oh, we got a Battle Royale mode, and hope that a bunch of people that like Fortnite and PUBG buy it if they wouldn't have before. But this is actually, you can tell there is heart and soul put into this, and it really makes a difference. So I would highly recommend trying it out whenever you can. But yeah, that's all I want to talk about. But if you guys have played Blackout, the beta, or even the multiplayer beta, and you guys have some opinions, definitely let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear, whether you guys had a good experience or not with it, or if you've watched gameplay of it, what your guys' thoughts on it are. But either way, if you guys enjoyed this video, then consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to see more content. New videos come out every Wednesday and Sunday. And like always, guys, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day.